Hi, I'm Peter Fromont, one of the high jump coaches at Little Athletics, Brighton. The good thing about high jump is that we can do some activities at home with a bit of basic equipment, 2 chairs and what we call a French skipping rope. Today I'm going to run you through some exercises and activities which will keep you active but will also improve your high jump skills. Great. Before you start, make sure that you're wearing the right clothes. So come in please. Okay, our athletes today are wearing their Brighton Little Athletics clothes, and note that they've got good shoes on, and make sure that you practice in the shoes that you're going to compete in. That's fantastic, so let's jump! To make your French skipping rope, you'll need 6 meters of elastic. So tie a loop in one end of the elastic and drape the elastic around chairs lying down on their backs 3 times. Today the high jump drills we're going to do are to develop your skills for the scissor kick, and later on we'll also show you how to step out the run-up position, the start position and the run-up position for the fosbe flop. So all athletes in the age groups 8, 9 and 10 are required to use the scissor kick technique. Under 11s and above can use any legal method, and the scissor kick technique will help you develop these. So once you have measured out your 6 meters of elastic, cut it off and then tie the loop to the end of the rope, and that's it. You've got your French skipping rope. We will also mark the ends of the skipping rope with 2 ribbons, and that's so that later on we can mark the middle of the rope to practice our technique. So we'll start by doing just some step exercises, and then we'll measure a start position and we'll be able to do some jumping from those start positions. Now set up the rope between the 2 chairs and lower it down almost to ground level before we start our first step exercise. So the first step exercise is to stand next to the middle of the rope and just step into the rope, having a kick foot and a takeoff foot. The athletes today have got a ribbon on their takeoff foot, so the kick foot is always the one that's closest to the rope, and it's followed by the takeoff foot. Note the athletes are turning around, kick foot first, then the takeoff foot. Kick foot first, then the takeoff foot. If you don't know which side to jump from, or you're not sure which foot to kick over first, just practice both ways like these 2 athletes are, and you'll eventually find the foot that suits you. Do this exercise in and out about 20 times and you'll soon get used to it. Now do the same exercise, but this time point your toes. So the kick foot first, then the takeoff foot with a good toe point, and this will prepare you for jumping the scissor kick. Kick foot first, takeoff foot, kick foot first, takeoff foot. Pointing the toes and keeping the back straight. Again, do this exercise about 20 times and you'll soon get used to it. The next exercise is to do the same pointy toes exercise, but have your hands held in the air, and that will help keep your back straight. So in high jump it's very important to keep your back straight and your head as high as possible, and that will enable you to jump higher. So the athletes here are pointing their toes as they step in, holding their hands up so that their back is kept straight. Do this again about 20 times. Next, twist the rope together because we're going to begin the jumping exercises. First of all though, we measure out our start position. Start in the middle of the rope and take 7 steps along the rope. Turn out and take another 3 steps. And mark this as your start position. If you jump from the right hand side, do the same but the other way. Now run in and jump in the takeoff zone between the 2 red markers. You should be jumping on about your 7th step. If you're jumping from the right, your left foot will land, you kick your kick foot over. If you're jumping from the left, your right foot will land and you kick your left foot over, just like these athletes are doing. You can do this exercise for as long as you like, and if you want to try hard, just slide the rope further up the chair back. Next we'll be stepping out the takeoff position for the fosbe flop. But just practice the scissor kick from the fosbe flop starting position. You will get better and it will develop your technique for the fosbe flop when you get the chance to do that onto the mats. To mark your start position for the fosbe flop, start on the outside leg and take 3 steps out. Turn outwards and take 2 more steps. Mark that as your turning point. Now go back to the chair, this time stand on the outside leg and walk straight over the turning point marker and take another 7 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's your start position. Same for the other side, 1, 2, 3, turn around 2, that's your turning point. Go back to the chair, this time start from the outside leg. Walk straight out over your marker and take another 7 steps. And mark that as your start point. Now for the fosbe flop run up, you run straight into the turning point, around that, and then take off in the takeoff zone. Again, doing the scissor kick. Because of the way that you've marked this start position, you will be taking about 7 steps before you jump. If you feel like you need to move the start position, move it back or forward a little bit, but try and maintain that 7 step before you take off.